going on, everyone? Today we're taking a deep dive to uncover the mysteries of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force Iceberg. Aqua Teen Hunger Force was one of the longest running Adult Swim original shows to air on late night TV from 2000 to 2015. Definitely one of my favorite shows growing up. I remember being a 6 or 7 year old child, staying up late on school nights to watch new episodes of the show, and I vividly remember seeing trailers and promotions for the Aqua Teen movie at the time. And despite the fact that I was very afraid of some of the Adult Swim bumpers that would play late at night alongside Aqua Teen, you know, these ones. That did not stop me from falling in love with the characters and the complete insanity of the show. The iceberg chart that we will be using for today's video was created by me, but let me give credit where credit is due. I took some already created Aqua Teen iceberg charts, pulled some entries from those pre-existing charts, added them to my own, and added a metric ton more of my own entries to create this mega Aqua Teen iceberg. Shout out, of course, to all of those who created the following charts on screen because they really did aid in the creation of my personal chart. Now, my chart is not better or perfect by any means. In fact, there's probably a lot of entries that could have been added that I just either forgot to add or never even considered adding in the first place. There's also a chance that a lot of these entries that I have included currently are completely useless for this chart. And you know what? Your mom. This was my first attempt at creating an iceberg chart for a video, so obviously I'm not going to make a perfect chart on my first attempt, but either way, whether you're a fan of the show like me or you're new to the series, I just hope you enjoy this video for what it is because it was just a fun project to develop. However, if you truly have a problem with the chart that I've developed and you want to edit the chart or add on to it, go for it. Link is in the description below. You are more than welcome to add on to the chart or even use it in your own iceberg videos. In fact, I encourage all of you who enjoy the show as much as me to give the chart some tweaks and even make your own videos on it. Maybe one day I'll make a part 2 to this video and see what you guys have added onto the chart. I mainly wanted to create this particular iceberg video because number one, Aqua Teen returned to the Adult Swim YouTube channel with 10 original shorts known as Aqua Donk Side Pieces, and there's literally going to be a brand new Aqua Teen movie coming to DVD and HBO Max sometime this year. And after hearing about those two pieces of Aqua Teen content, it gave me a strong urge in my cock and balls to rewatch the show and the movie and get excited for these new pieces of Aqua Teen content. And maybe there's people out there like me that are excited to see this brand new movie and want a refresher on what the show is all about. So hey, if I just described you, then congratulations, you're on the perfect video. Who's excited for the new movie? Leave a comment down below. If you notice that I got something wrong or you want to add on to information that I already stated in the video, leave a polite comment down below, either correcting me or just letting me know about some extra information. For the most part, I get nice comments correcting me whenever I make a little mistake, but just in case, here's a friendly reminder. I'm not going to explain in detail what an iceberg chart is because I'm sure that most of you know how an iceberg works, but if you need a brief summary, it's like a list of facts and information based on a topic, and the top portion of the chart is well-known information, but as you dive deeper down the chart, you'll run into more obscure random theories, ideas, dark secrets, and a lot of nonsense, to say the least. With all of that out of the way, leave a like on the video, grab some popcorn, grab some gorilla paste, some deer bones, and an insulin needle because this is going to be a long one. Without further ado, let's get started. Dr. Weird. So Dr. Weird is a deranged mad scientist who somehow has power over space and time. He wears a purple and yellow robe with a W-shaped hole in the front. He has white hair. He rocks a hair heater around his head, a mask that covers his eyes, and yellow gloves. He's responsible for creating many of the antagonists and inventions that the Aqua Teens would have to face during each episode of the first 2 seasons. You will mostly encounter Dr. Weird in the cold openings of the first 2 seasons and the cold opening of Season 8, Episode 1 of Aqua Unit Patrol. Patrol Squad 1, but you don't really see him take on a full-fledged antagonistic role or see him interact with the main cast directly until the first Aqua Teen movie. Dr. Weird is located in the Belle Isle Asylum in the South Jersey Shore. Fun fact for all of you, the Belle Isle Asylum footage is sourced from the classic Hanna-Barbera series Johnny Quest. Danger Cart. The Danger Cart is a dark green trailer with planks of wood on top with the words Danger Cart written across in red paint. The cart is pulled by Meatwad while Shake and Frylock ride in the back. In the pilot episode Rabot, Danger Cart is actually written in green paint. In Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1, the 8th season of the show, the writing on the cart is changed to Aqua Unit Patrol Squad and it's written in purple paint. But if you look close enough, you could see the faded red Danger Cart text. The cart is used mostly in the early episodes of the series, but slowly becomes less and less used. Main cast. The main cast of Aqua Teen Hunger Force consists of Dana Snyder as Master Shake, Carrie Means as Frylock, and Dave Willis as Meatwad and Carl. Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past from the Future. Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past from the Future is a crazy robot who tells nonsensical stories that don't really make any sense, usually starting each story with the phrase, thousands of years ago. He makes his debut appearance in the season 1 episode Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past from the Future. Yeah, say that 3 fucking times. He makes several more appearances throughout the series, including the movie. Hand Banana. I gotta be extra careful with the words I use to explain who Hand Banana is and what exactly he does. Hand Banana is a yellow dog that Frylock genetically engineers for Meatwad using a program called Make Your Own Dog 1.0 in the episode Hand Banana. He seems like a normal dog at first until he notices Carl and, well,
Tonight, you.
let's just say Hand Banana really likes Carl. Like, really likes him.
Bend over and pick this thing up again. Hand Banana, no!
He makes several other cameos throughout the show, like in The Greatest Story Ever Told, the series finale, and he appears in 2 Aqua Dog side piece episodes, The Moonanites. The Moonanites are a pixelated video game-like two-dimensional race that live on the moon who see Earth as a primitive zoo. The main Moonanites you see throughout the series are Igniknok and but there are other Moonanite characters that appear in the show, although their role is very limited. Those Moonanites consist of Uncle Cliff, the Gorgatron, and the team of Moonanites sent to investigate the John Ron Donald spaceship in the episode Space Caduce. Oh, and let's not forget about the rescue crew that was also eaten by the John Ron Donald spaceship in Space Caduce, the Plutonians. The Plutonians are another race of aliens that originate from Pluto. They lack legs and instead slide around like snails. They are covered in asymmetrical points which they use as arms. Their arms are also extensions of their digestive system and are used to secrete bodily waste, which they claim to also use as cleaning soap. The main Plutonians you see throughout Aqua Teen are the obese orange German-sounding Oglethorpe and his acquaintance, the tall green, way smarter than Oglethorpe, Emery. These two fly around in a large gray spaceship that could also turn invisible, which, fun fact, the spaceship used in Aqua Teen is actually Olgar's spaceship from Space Stars, which is another Hanna-Barbera cartoon. The Plutonians first appear in the season 1 episode Space Conflict from Beyond Pluto. They also appear frequently throughout the series, including the movie. Loose continuity. Aqua Teen is known for having almost zero to no continuity in the series. A new viewer of the TV show doesn't necessarily have to know what is going on or what has happened in a previous episode because everything from character deaths to houses and pools being blown up is completely reset the following week. There are some rare instances of continuity like characters bringing up past events, but other than that, the show just thrives off of its lack of continuity. Anything and everything can happen without any long-term consequence. Carl. For new fans of the series, Carl Brutanina-Deluski is the Aqua Teen's unfortunate next-door neighbor, a position that has caused him massive untold amounts of grief, pain, and even death over the course of the series. He's a bald middle-aged man who rocks a mustache, a gold chain, a white wife beater, some blue sweatpants, green sandals, covered in body hair, enjoys rock and roll music like Led Zeppelin, drives a nice sports car, and enjoys making women very uncomfortable with his sexual innuendos and advances. Wrapped detective idea. Briefly during season 1, the Aqua Teens would set out to solve crimes under the title Aqua Teen Investigation. And even though Shake liked to think of himself as the leader of the group, it was Frylock who solved most of the cases. The detective concept was abandoned just after the first few episodes of the first season. However, the idea was revisited during season 8 when the show changed its name to Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1. In the Aqua Teen episode Kidney Car, Frylock mentions that they stopped being detectives because the business was not making them a whole lot of money. According to the creators of the show, Matt Molero and Dave Willis, they only made the Aqua Teens detectives just to get the show on the network, but by the episode Mayhem of the Moonanites, the creators were comfortable enough enough to drop the whole detective concept, because they did not believe that the network was going to let a show about talking fast food items doing random things on the air. Aqua Teen Hunger Force: movie film for theaters. Aqua Teen Hunger Force: movie film for theaters was the first Aqua Teen movie and the first Adult Swim original theoretical movie release. The movie premiered in theaters on April 10th, 2007. Normally I would read off the whole plot of the movie, but because it is so long and just all over the place, I'm gonna read you the IMDb summarization of the movie. An action epic that explores the origins of Master Shake, Frylock, and Miwad, better known as the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, who somehow become pitted in a battle over an immortal piece of exercise equipment. Basically, they're trying to figure out who exactly created them, while also stopping a giant piece of exercise equipment that is currently destroying the planet. The Moonanite Boston bomb scare. On the morning of January 31st, 2007, both the Boston Police and Fire Departments mistakenly identified battery-powered LED signs depicting the Moonanites Igniknak and as improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, which led to a massive panic. The signs were placed throughout Boston, Massachusetts as part of a marketing campaign for the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, which would release a couple months later. 10 cities were involved in the marketing campaign, which began 2 to 3 weeks before the Boston incident. Because of this incident, Turner Broadcasting had to pay $1 million to the Boston Police Department and $1 million to the Department of Homeland Security. The people who were responsible for putting up the LED lights were arrested by Boston police during the evening of January 31st and were charged with violating Chapter 266, Section 10(2)(a) of the General Laws of Massachusetts, which states that it is illegal to display a hoax device with the motive to cause citizens to feel threatened, unsafe, and concerned. Frat aliens. DP and Skeeter, also known as the Frat aliens, are 2 blue aliens that belong to an unnamed outer space fraternity, and they talk like stereotypical frat boys, you know, drinking beers with the broskies. They are usually stoned or wasted or both whenever they're on screen. There is a 3rd frat alien known as Pledge, but he never speaks. They first appear in the season 2 episode Frat Aliens, and they come back once or twice in the series. Aquadonk's Side Pieces. Aquadonk's Side Pieces is an online exclusive spin-off of the original Aqua Teen Hunger Force, where it focuses more on some of the most popular villains of the series and what they're currently up to. You can find 10 Aquadonk episodes on the official Adult Swim YouTube channel. The villains that make a return are Markula, the Moonanites, the Plutonians, the Frat Aliens, Hand Banana, Merlo, Happy Time Harry, the Brood Witch or the Brood Rat, MCP Pants, and the Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past from the future. This was the first real piece of Aqua Teen content that the fans have gotten since the finale, which premiered back in 2015. Location. The location of the show for the first 7 seasons takes place in New Jersey, specifically 1171 Fairley Street, which is shown on Shake's insurance card in the episode Shake Like Me. However, in season 8, the location changes to Seattle. Then in season 9, it changes to Seattle, New Jersey, and after that, I think it's just implied that they're back in the normal original town in New Jersey that they started the show in, but don't quote me. Name changes seasons 8 through 11. For the first 7 seasons of Aqua Teen, the show was just titled Aqua Teen Hunger Force. However, the writers got bored and wanted to spice up the formula a bit. They also wanted other media outlets to talk about the show more, so they changed the show's name in season 8 to Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1. The plan never worked out though. Then in season 9, they changed the show's name to Aqua Something You Know Whatever. In season 10, they changed the title of the show once again to Aqua TV Show. And finally, in season 11, they changed the show's title one final time to Aqua Teen Hunger Force Forever 100. The season 7 finale and the 100th episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, episode 100. Frylock becomes obsessed with the number 100. Jake then flies off to California to meet with television executives, and an animated version of Dana Snyder, the actual voice actor of Master Shake, pops out of him, demanding syndication money, claiming that this is the 100th episode of the show, so he deserves it. A television executive replies that because Aqua Teen Hunger Force is only 11 minutes long, they have only 50 half hours of material. Dana Snyder then storms out of the room, claiming that he'll be back in another 8 years with another 50 half hours of material ready. Shortly after Master Shake returns home, 100, a giant yellow monster in the shape of the number 100, appears and sends Master Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad into a different world, which features the main characters in a Hanna-Barbera-like style. Carl makes a brief appearance as well. They all run into a monster known as the Bayou Booyah. Soon after Frylock unmasks the monster, they find out that it's the 100 monster in disguise. Jake tells the number 100 that he failed to put Aqua Teen Hunger Force into syndication, telling him that he even tried to double the episodes to make them fit in a half-hour-long time slot. The closing credits feature Dana Snyder once again talking to a television executive in an attempt to put Aqua Teen Hunger Force into syndication, but the television executive walks out on him, telling him that nothing he says is funny. This was the final episode of Aqua Teen to be branded as Aqua Teen Hunger Force, before the series started using alternative titles for each season as a running gag. The last one forever and ever. Season 6, episode 10, the last one forever and ever, was the live-action episode of Aqua Teen, starring starring T-Pain, otherwise known as Tylenol Pain Relief as Frylock, David Long Jr. as Carl, John Benjamin as Don Shake, and the voice of Dave Willis as a dark red exercise ball resembling Meatwad. Basically, Frylock discovers that the water in the area is flammable. He tries to warn Shake, who is drinking from a hose, and Meatwad, who is bathing at a car wash, which leads to it exploding. Shake and Frylock go next door to warn Carl, who is standing in his pool with sticks of dynamite in it, but Carl ignores their warning as he farts into the pool, causing a huge explosion seen from outer space. The scene transitions to a live-action shot of Frylock reading a script which describes the events that previously transpired, written by Don Shake. It's dismissed by Frylock as terrible. It is soon revealed that Shake has made several attempts to write stories but has failed to receive any compensation despite promising 10% of his future earnings to his roommate. Frylock, growing frustrated with Shake for his lack of income, warns him that he needs to leave the house. Meanwhile, Shake goes to the exercise room in Frylock's house and sits down next to an exercise ball from which comes the voice of Meatwad. Shake shares his feelings about Frylock and his method of writing stories. In turn, Meatwad agrees to help Shake write a story which contains elements taken verbatim from the children's program SpongeBob SquarePants. Later, while at work at Dr. Weird's castle, Shake seeks an opinion from Carl on the story and is advised to add scenes with lesbians and women's breasts. Shake goes back home to discuss the changes with Meatwad, which Meatwad is not a fan of. Meatwad then advises Shake to kill Frylock with a sword. Shake grabs the sword, then hands it to Frylock, saying, "Here's your sword. Found it in my room." Then Shake gets an idea on how to finish his story. The scene transitions back to animation, in which the trio was seen putting their things into a moving truck and saying goodbye to Carl. I didn't care much for this episode personally, but I do appreciate the fact that it ends with a cliffhanger and the storyline does continue in the season 7 episode Rabot Redux. I also appreciate how the writers wanted to try something new and innovative, technically a spin-off. Aqua Teen Hunger Force is technically a spin-off of the show Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Back during the days of Space Ghost's life cycle, Dave and Matt, the creators of Aqua Teen, wrote an episode about Space Ghost not being able to pay at a fast food place, so the restaurant forced its mascots onto his show. The higher-ups did not like the idea at the time, so during a production hiatus of Space Ghost, Dave and Matt asked the network if they could create a pilot for a spin-off based on the newly created fast food characters. Eventually, the Space Ghost episode featuring the Aqua Teens finally aired, but it was years after Aqua Teen was already a very popular, well-established TV show. Why the show was canceled. Against the creators Dave and Matt's wishes, the show was going to end after season 11. The news broke midway through the production of season 11, which according to the creators gave them enough time to create a proper finale. According to Dave Willis, former president of Adult Swim Mike Lazo made the decision to end the series because he was ready to move on from it. Even though it had a positive reception, it was cheap to make and generated a ton of revenue. Mike Lazo was ready to try new things for the network and didn't want to continue making episodes of old shows. The Bibble. Do I even need to explain what this is? I bet 99% of the people who have never seen Aqua Teen know exactly what this joke is, or have at least heard of it before.
The Bible. This is the Bible. You question the words of the mighty Jimmy?
Dr. Wongburger. Dr. Wongburger is a reoccurring villain who cannot stay consistent with his appearance. He first appears in the episode Dickisode, where he is a giant penis. I'm not showing that. Then he returns in the episode The Creature from Black Lagoon as a giant tooth, and he finally makes an appearance in the episode Hands on a Hamburger as a, you guessed it, a hot dog. No, you idiot, a hamburger. Good God, what's wrong with you? Usually his evil scheme revolves around building a rocket to return to his home world, which depending on the episode is either a dick planet, a tooth planet, or a hamburger planet, and usually the rocket is built out of either dicks or teeth, except for Hands on a Hamburger. Dr. Wongburger was already mounted with rockets at that point. But in Dickisode and The Creature from Black Lagoon, Dr. Wongburger would steal people's dick and teeth to construct those rockets. MCP Pants. MCP Pants is another reoccurring villain in the show who also cannot stay consistent with his appearance. However, it's not his fault because Satan has a hold on his soul. He's a rap artist who goes under some other aliases like Super Sirloin, Little Brittle, and The Seabag. Some of his songs are I Want Candy, Doing It for the Shorties, and Come Visit Me Dog. He first appears in the episode MCP Pants as a giant spider, then in Super Sirloin as a cow, then a worm in the episode The Last One, then both an old person and a vampire in the episode Little Brittle, and finally a fly in the Aqua Teen movie. He's also featured in one episode of Aquadonk. Markula. Markula is a 4,040-year-old vampire and the landlord of the Aqua Teens. He has a hunchback, leathery green skin, and rocks a red robe. He first appears in the first 3 episodes of season 5, Robots Everywhere, Sirens, and Couple Skate. He then returns in the episode Vampirus and is seen in the series finale episode The Greatest Story Ever Told. He also appears in the Aquadonks episode Markula, the Slumlord, where he is trying to rent a property to the Plutonians. The Insanoflex. The Insanoflex is a massive white transforming mechanical robot robot exercise machine that goes on a rampage throughout downtown in the Aqua Teen movie. By sitting down, strapping it to the machine, and turning it on, the Insanoflex turns into a giant robot and works the shit and piss out of you. While it runs around wreaking havoc around the world, it plays a techno song called I Like Your Booty But I'm Not Gay. Cold openings. Cold openings are pieces of the Aqua Teen episode that appear before the opening intro of the show. For the first 2 seasons of the show, the cold openings were focused on Dr. Weird and Steve creating creatures or contraptions that the Aqua Teens would possibly face during that episode, depending on the episode. In season 3, the cold openings were changed to clips of the Moonanites and Plutonians pranking each other in space, dubbed as Space Kataz. The cold openings were then scrapped for the remainder of the series, except for season 8, episode 1 of Patrol Squad, where Dr. Weird and Steve return for a brief cameo. Mayhem of the Moonanites. Season 1, episode 4, Mayhem of the Moonanites. Basically, Knick-Knock and come down to Earth to meet the Aqua Teens, and they become friends, in quotes, with Meatwad and Master Shake. And by friends, I mean they take advantage of Meatwad and get him into trouble. So then Frylock has to step in and kick some space ass. Broodwitch. Season 2, episode 15, Broodwitch. Frylock tricks Shake into planting some azalea bushes, so Shake goes outside and starts digging into the ground for buried treasure. Shake, however, digs too deep and ends up destroying the water and gas line. Shake's digging then causes a sinkhole, which he falls into and lands into a cavern filled with skulls. Shake then hears a voice telling him to eat a sandwich, which he found in the hole. He takes a bite of it and enters some weird dimension where everyone looks like they're on crack. The idea of the Broodwitch is that it's a sandwich that cannot be taken apart, and if you eat the whole sandwich, you will die. So if you don't eat the sandwich, you will live. But Shake does the complete opposite and eats the sandwich. However, surprise, surprise, Shake took apart the sandwich. He discarded the sun-dried tomatoes that were on the sandwich, therefore he did not eat the whole sandwich, therefore he wasn't going to die. Well, until the voice of the Broodwitch tricks Shake into convincing him that he won a contest, or that he passed a final test, and that his prize was free brain surgery. The post-brain surgery, Shake's stupid ass eats the sun-dried tomatoes, resulting in him getting killed by Jerry, one of the creatures in the crack dimension. This is arguably one of my favorite episodes. The Broodwitch does make a return in one of the Aquadonk episodes, but he is rebranded as a rap. Ezekiel. Season 4, episode 12, Ezekiel. Carl gets a knock on his door from a small miniature Shake lookalike. Carl tells him to go next door. The milkshake believed to be Shake's long-lost son, despite Shake never having sex before. Master Shake doesn't accept him at first, but then he and the others let the milkshake in after he cries and starts to run away. Meatwad gives him the name Jesus Ezekiel Jesus. That's from the Bible. And Frylock tells him that he could stay until he gets old enough to work security at the mall. Although Ezekiel likes this idea, Shake wants him to be a professional basketball player. Shake and Ezekiel try to play some basketball, but Ezekiel doesn't like it. Then they try some tennis, but discover that Shake's not very good with that either, which he blames Ezekiel for. Shake then tries to kill himself with Carl's car. After Carl berates him for making the car smell like exhaust, he hands Shake a steel knife and tells him to go kill himself on his own lawn. Meatwad comes outside and Shake explains that he wants his son to watch him slit his own Jesus Christ, the plot. I haven't seen this episode in a while. I forgot how dark it was. Meatwad tells Shake that Ezekiel is inside the house playing chess with the chess dragon. When they check it out, Ezekiel beats the frustrated chess dragon. Shake gets excited, but Frylock breaks the news to him that Ezekiel is not, in fact, the son of Shake, and that he never had sex. Frylock explains that Ezekiel is actually older than Shake. He claims he's 4,000 years old. The chess dragon then crashes through the ceiling, picks up Ezekiel, and flies off with him. Ghoulie D. Ghoulie D is an American rapper who performed the original Aqua Teen Hunger Force theme song used for the first 7 seasons of the show. He was also somewhat of a narrator of the show, and I say somewhat because he would just utter unimportant statements in the early episodes. As the series progressed, the narrations became less and less utilized. He also took part in the theme song for season 9, Aqua Something You Know Whatever. He also appears in the show on some occasions, like in the season 10 episode Muscles, where he offers to do Shake's brain transplant idea. He also appears in the episode Rabot Redux, Hand Banana's Demise. The final episode of the Aquadonk Side Pieces spin-off series, Hand Banana's Demise. Carl sets up a trap for Hand Banana and takes him to the vet to be neutered, spayed, and possibly put to sleep. Basically, Carl fills his ass with glue, and when Hand Banana goes to do the dirty, naughty with him, he gets stuck inside of Carl. And Carl uses this opportunity to take him to the vet and try and destroy Hand Banana once and for all. Pilot. The pilot episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Dr. Weird and his assistant Steve created the Rabot as a way to destroy all vegetables. Dr. Weird sprayed his creation in the eyes with hairspray, causing it to go on a rampage throughout New Jersey, destroying businesses and Carl's car. The Rabot then goes to the Powerpuff Mall to pick up some hair growth formula and spray it on everything that it doesn't destroy. Jake, Frylock, and Meatwad track down the Rabot to downtown, and they don't stop it. Dancing is forbidden. Dancing is forbidden was a line uttered by Master Shake in the pilot episode of Rabot after he smashes Meatwad's jam box.
Dancing Eating is forbidden.
Space Conflict from Beyond Pluto. Season 1, Episode 6, Space Conflict from Beyond Pluto. Frylock attempts to contact extraterrestrial life forms and succeeds. He meets the Plutonians Oglethorpe and Emery, who invite him onto the ship. We find out that the Plutonians want to take over the Earth, but they're too stupid to do it. Shake then shows up to the ship. Shake's back hurts, so Oglethorpe and Emery drag Master Shake into the Meltorium. But the Plutonians lost the remote that controls the Meltorium, so in an effort to occupy Shake, they shove a few girl magazines through the slot of the door. They then put Shake through a couple of simulators to keep him occupied, one being a pizza underwater simulator and the other one being a horse anus simulator. After a few minutes, Shake comes out of the Meltorium explaining that the horse anus video was amazing, and the Plutonians are stunned in horror. The Plutonians then trick Shake into finding a $100 bill out in space, so he gets into some escape pod, goes out and looks for the money, but then the Plutonians fly away. Guest stars. There are a metric fuck ton of guest stars that appear in Aqua Teen. Like, there are so many to name, so I'll just name the most known actors who have voice acted on the show at one point. Glenn Danzig as himself, Seth MacFarlane as Wayne the Main Brain McLean, Seth Green as himself in the cold opening of the episode The Dressing, Ted Nugent as himself, Sarah Silverman as Robo-Sitter, Eric Warheim as Germ King, Tim Heidecker as the basketball, Andrew WK as himself, Tara Patrick as herself, Fred Armisen as Robo-Dad and Time Lincoln, and probably some other characters as well, T-Pain as Die Dummy and Frylock in a live-action episode, Bill Hader as Balloon Hitler and The Pod, H. John Benjamin as Don Shake in the live-action episode, Chickenfoot the Band, Insane Clown Posse, Schooly D, and Justin Roiland as Honest Abe Lincoln's Hot Links mascot. Again, there's a lot more guest stars, but we'd be here all day. And that, my friends, was the first layer of the iceberg. Little Death Bear. Little Death Bear is a toy teddy bear that was introduced in the Aqua Teen movie. According to Dr. Weird, Frylock would not give him the bear for Christmas because he thought Dr. Weird would lose a hand due to its various razor blades. So Frylock opted to get Dr. Weird a Baby Wets All Night, which is another form of doll that screwed him up forever. The bear also makes appearances in the episodes Jumping George, Space Caduce, and Hot Spice, but never shows its razor blades outside of the movie. Too Wicked. Too Wicked, briefly known as the Hot Wad, is Carl's super radical tubular Dodge Stealth ES. However, mostly thanks to the Aqua Teens, the car is usually destroyed, defaced, or stolen. The car seen in the show was actually Matt Molero's real car, just with added decals. Fake endings. So Fake Endings, or Fake.com Endings, was a promotional stunt for the Aqua Teen movie. Adult Swim posted various movie endings on YouTube, KingColon.com, which now redirects you to the Adult Swim Aqua Teen webpage, and other various internet outlets. This was obviously done to build up hype for the movie, and to trick dumb viewers like you and me into thinking that one of these endings was the actual, official, real ending of the Aqua Teen movie. Late spoiler alert for all of you, none of these endings are the official ending to the movie. All of these endings are included on the Aqua Teen movie DVDs. The endings, of course, are Dr. Zod, which shows Meatwad saying that he was a robot created by the evil Dr. Zod and that he was programmed to not feel emotion. He is held by Linda, which is just Dr. Weird in disguise, and they planned on getting married until Meatwad pulls out a gun and proclaims that he has to kill her. Wonder Man, which is my personal favorite fake ending, shows Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad in front of their destroyed house waving goodbye to an unknown character named Wonder Man. As the characters wonder if they will ever see him again, George Lowe comes in and... You know what? I'll just play this part because it always cracks me up.
Wonder if we'll ever see him again.
But Wonder Man would never return to Earth because he was arrested for molesting a child in another galaxy.
Blood Mountain, which is just a parody of the ending of Stand By Me, where Shake is typing on Frylock's computer about his trip to Blood Mountain, where 4 people, Gordo, BJ, Doogie, and the Blimp, lost their virginities that summer, only to be eaten by DC Comics' Swamp Thing, who just so happens to be filming their sexual intercourse with a new photosynthetic camera, and the clip ends with Shake saying that he never revisited Blood Mountain again after high school. Sandwich, which is about Shake bringing sandwiches to the dinner table of the Aqua Teen's house, and Meatwad just says, "God bless us, everyone." What a very wholesome ending. Sandwich Jules, which is similar to Sandwich, except Meatwad, after saying "God blesses everyone," says that he's allergic to bologna. Then Shake pulls out a knife and tells Meatwad to give him the jewels, which are the sandwich slices. Zombie Shake and Zombie Meatwad, which are 2 separate endings but are very similar to each other. Basically, Frylock and either Shake or Meatwad are shooting guns, exclaiming that they killed all the zombies and asking where the missing character is, and either Meatwad or Shake will appear out of the darkness as a zombie. Zombie Frylock, which is a tad bit different from the first 2 zombie endings. Basically, Frylock and Shake kill all the zombies, then Frylock turns into a zombie and Shake says, You were a zombie all along? The Determinator, which is just a parody of the Terminator franchise. Shake is watching TV in the living room, and then Meatwad comes out of nowhere, morphs into the Determinator, and asks Shake for his clothes, boots, and motorcycle. Shake says he doesn't have any of those items, so Meatwad shoots him and says, "You've been determined." And finally, Earth, which is Shake narrating off screen that planet Earth's resources are precious to us and we're running out. Next time you fill up at the gas station, just don't. And it's that simple. Then the Earth just explodes. I know I did not have to explain every single fake ending to you guys in detail, but I did it anyway because I like to be a little extra, alright? What, are you gonna complain about it? You gonna piss your pants in the comments? Do it. Failed Space Kataz spinoff. Space Kataz was a failed spinoff of Aqua Teen, which was centered around an ongoing feud between the Moonanites and the Plutonians. The show was never greenlit because Adult Swim felt that there was little, if anything, that could be done with the characters. Instead of taking off and becoming its own series, the 10-minute pilot for Space Kataz was split up and included at the beginning of every single episode of Season 3, replacing the Dr. Weird and Steve Cold openings. The full pilot can be found either online, or if you own the Volume 4 DVD of Aqua Teen, it's available on disc too. I should mention this while we're on the topic of Space Kataz. While not part of the spin-off, the Aqua Teen episode Space Caduce was made in spirit of the original idea. Zombie Ninja Pro-Am. Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am is a PlayStation 2 game which released on November 5th, 2007 in North America. It's a hybrid kart racing, fighting, and golf game that takes place on several New Jersey golf courses. Chicken Biddle. Chicken Biddle is the fourth member and brother of the Aqua Teens and another creation of Dr. Weird. He was constructed from a million chickens fused together. He was only featured in the Aqua Teen movie and is one of the only few characters to die a canon death and not come back to life, unless the creators plan on resurrecting him in the upcoming Aqua Teen movie, but until then, he's permanently dead and he's never coming back. Meatwad's brain. I put this entry in as a theory because Meatwad's brain is a very interesting topic to me. In the episode Dumber Days, we find out that Meatwad's brain is a toy with a jingle bell in it. However, in the Aqua Teen movie, according to Frylock, Meatwad got head cheese from Dr. Weird, and not that kind of head cheese, you perverts. Spray cheese in a can. Like I've mentioned previously, the show has very little continuity, so it really doesn't matter either way because Meatwad never had a real brain to begin with. Chicken and Beans. Chicken and Beans is not only episode 2 of season 9, but it is also the song that Meatwad wrote and threw up trying to perform in the sub shop. The incident was recorded by Shake and uploaded to the internet where it went viral, giving Meatwad the chance to live a luxurious life as a performer. If you've never listened to Chicken and Beans in full, then give it a listen. It's an emotional piece of music. It just takes you on a spiritual journey, man. You won't understand it till you listen to the song. Anyway, there's no real justifiable reason why this entry is on the Iceberg. I just included it because I just thought it was a very funny moment. Frylock's VCR. In the Aqua Teen movie, it is revealed by Dr. Weird that behind Frylock's blue gem, there is a VCR which contains a tape of memories. Standards and Practices. Standards and Practices is a running gag in season 3, episode 4, Gee Whiz. Frylock is interested in a story about how people are seeing the face of a certain religious figure on a billboard, but he cannot say the name of you-know-who on TV because of Standards and Practices. He then shows Meatwad an informative video starring George Lowe on the subject of Standards and Practices. The you-know-who is referring to Jesus. Meatwad refers to Jesus as Gee Whiz throughout the episode. However, at the end of the episode, it's revealed that Ted Nugent was the face seen on the billboard and not Jesus or you-know-who. Loosely connected season 5 plot. During the first 4 episodes of season 5, it is where we see some decent continuity in the Aqua Teen show, or as close as continuity as we're gonna get. Frylock wants their landlord, Markula, to fix their gas leak, but Markula refuses, so then the Aqua Teens refuse to pay rent. Markula then had demons drag them off in the middle of the night to a cave in the Mojave Desert. Carl tries to rent out the Aqua Teen house to a couple in season 5, episode 1, Robots Everywhere, but the couple ends up dying at the hands of robots. Markula falls in love with the robots and allows them to stay in the house, but that doesn't last very long when Carl decides to Rambo their asses. In season 5, episode 2, Sirens, Markula rents out the house to a group of sirens, Chrysanthemum, BJ Queen, and John Kruk, played by the real John Kruk, who was a professional baseball player. However, the sirens don't return after the second episode of season 5. In season 5, episode 3, Couple Skate, the house is once again rented out to a giant monster named Paul, who is going through a rough relationship patch and a custody battle. Carl, finally pissed off, gets in contact with Frylock, who is being held with Shake and Meatwad in a cave in the Mojave Desert. Frylock tells Carl to come to the cave and help them. Surprise, surprise, it's Markula's 40-40 birthday party, and he invites Paul and Carl. Carl uses a bottle of garlic wine found in Frylock's room to douse Markula and burn him, since vampires hate garlic. The Aqua Teens are free, and Carl dies at the hands of Paul during Couple Skate. In 5, episode 4, Ridiculous. Carl is alive, the Aqua Teens are back in their house, and it's almost as if the events of the first 3 episodes never happened, but the gas leak is still present in their house. And when Carl's radioactive turd melts through the floor in the living room, Frylock and the gang celebrate the opportunity for the landlord, Markula, to also give them new carpets as well. And then at the end of the episode, Meatwad blows up the house with a cigarette light. Ridiculous isn't necessarily important to the continuity of season 5, but I just figured I'd mention it anyway since Markula is indirectly mentioned and the gas leak is still present in that episode. Have Yourself a Meaty Little Christmas. Have Yourself a Meaty Little Christmas is a Christmas album from the Aqua Teen series. series that was released on November 3rd, 2009 under William Street Records. The track listing of the album is Felix Navi Dad, Hark, The Herald Angels Rap, Jingle Bells Deep, Santa Left a Booger in My Stocking, I'll Be Home for Christmas, 'Twas the Night Before Jesus, Frosty the Red-Nosed Snowman, I Sure Hope I Don't Have to Beat Your Ass This Christmas, The Little Drum Machine Boy, All I Want for Christmas Is My One Front Tooth, Oh Holy Tonight, Silent Night, and I'll Be Home the Day After Christmas. Dickisode censored. Dickisode, the 4th episode of Season 4, all about Dr. Wamberger wanting to build a spaceship out of dicks to return to Dick Planet, was the first episode to receive a TVMA rating, which is rated for mature audiences, because there were so many dicks and cocks on screen. The episode was censored using the NTSC color bars test pattern. You've seen this before, it looks like this. Well, those color bars were all over the place during this episode. Over 4,337 dicks were censored in this episode, and the word dick was said 55 times. According to Malero and Willis, they really loved antagonizing the Standards and Practices Bureau of Cartoon Network, and they really pushed it with this episode. Honestly, Dickisode is one of my personal favorite episodes as well. If you have the Volume 5 DVD or you know how to use a computer, you can find a full uncensored nuts to butts version of this episode. Just make sure you're old enough to see the uncensored version. I bought my copy of Volume 5 when I was younger, and at the time I was only exposed to the censored version of the episode, so when I saw the uncensored version for the first time, I started crying. Random fact I want to throw in, but during the end credits of this episode, all staff members had their first names replaced with Dick, except for Schoolie D and Brendan Small. Their names were changed to Schoolie Dick and Donald Cock. Axe Body Spray. Towards the end of the episode, Boost Mobile, a sentient can of Axe Body Spray, shows up to set up a similar partnership deal to what Shake had with the Boost Mobile phones, but unfortunately Shake was being murdered by an army of Boost Mobile phones. So to make up for the inconvenience, the Axe can appeared in the end credits of the episode. How Meatwad sounds were made. The creators of Aqua Teen went out and bought 8 pounds of hamburger meat and squished it with rubber gloves to get the sound of Meatwad rolling around. They also bought a milkshake to get some authentic milkshake sounds for Shake, and I think it's pretty neat how the creators wanted to step it up and give the characters some authentic food sounds. Assisted Living Dracula. Now I know it seems a little slow at first, but when you get into it, when you see it from the beginning, Assisted Living Dracula is a live-action movie that Shake is seen watching during Season 1, Episode 3, Bus of the Undead. The full version of this little short film can be found either on the Volume 1 disc or online. How old is Meatwad? This is also labeled as a theory because I've heard multiple answers to Meatwad's actual age. Again, because there is a lack of continuity, it doesn't really matter, but I figured I'd bring it up anyway because it's just fun to talk about. So according to the Aqua Teen Wiki, Meatwad is 45 years old, but in the episode Rabot Redux, Meatwad says he's going to be 38 in July. But in episode 2.5 Star Wars out of 5, Meatwad says he's 37. But in the episode Knapsack, Frylock says he's 6 years old. And in the episode Spirit Journey Formation Anniversary, Meatwad says he's 55. And in the episode Super Trivia, Frylock says that Meatwad isn't old enough to drink. So my guess is that Meatwad was in his mid to late 30s during season 6, because in the episode Rabot Redux, Frylock mentions that Shake is almost 40 years old, and all 3 Aqua Teens were created roughly during the same time frame. But because Meatwad is mentally underdeveloped, mainly because he lacks any sort of brain, they treat him more like a kid. Time Lincoln. Time Lincoln has existed since the end credits of the episode Old Drippy. For the first 7 seasons, Time Lincoln is seen in the ending credits resurrecting the Aqua Teens, then shooting them into space with a wooden rocket. However, in the Aqua Teen movie, Time Lincoln makes an actual appearance and converses with the characters. During Shake's nonsensical origin story of where the Aqua Teens came from, he mentions that he carries Frylock's corpse down a road and stumbles upon Time Lincoln, who offers to revive Frylock. The gang has to make a getaway escape after the CIA busts Lincoln's house. Lincoln then sends Shake, Meatwad, and Frylock as far as Pluto via a wooden rocket, and then the CIA shoots Lincoln before he is able to teleport, changing history forever.
Bull, Whitey, bull!
Explosion gag. Throughout the series, there is a running gag where a character will throw an object on the ground like a phone or a TV remote, and it will just randomly explode. TVs explode, characters blow up. In almost every single episode, there is usually something blowing up. What's crazy is that in the Aquadonk episode, The Dumbest Doll of All, the characters finally address the exploding gag.
Why does your floor make stuff blow up?
I'm with you on that. I've never understood that. See, look here.
Tell me, why not the remote? Damn it, the TV.
And now watch when I do it.
Go for it, it's not gonna work. I'm a Highlander too, bitch.
Movie post-credit scene. If you have the patience, the time, the fat wrinkly balls to watch through the entirety of the Aqua Teen movie ending credits, you are greeted by a post-credit scene which shows the cybernetic ghost of Christmas Past from the future humping the Aqua Teen's TV in the living room, and a female version of Frylock appears telling the cybernetic ghost that it's time for bed. Final scene of Aqua Teen Hunger Force show. The final scene of Aqua Teen shows Meatwad, Shake, Frylock, and Carl gathered around the TV in the Aqua Teen's living room, a little disappointed in how their show ended, breaking the fourth wall a bit by watching themselves on the TV. And then Meatwad says, well, oh, we got a few seconds left. Let's do a joke. Let's do like a joke or something. And then it ends. Cut you up with a linoleum knife. Cut you up with a linoleum knife is the song played at the very beginning of the Aqua Teen movie. The song was performed by the metal band Mastodon. Deleted and extended scenes on DVD. On the Aqua Teen movie discs, there's a ton of deleted and extended scenes that never made it into the final version of the film, including a full-fledged deleted movie. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is kind of like the Suicide Squad or the Sinister Six of Aqua Teen. It's a group of some of the most notorious villains in the universe who band together to destroy the Aqua Teens, or at least attempt to. The Mooninites held a meeting on the moon and invited characters from the first 2 seasons of the show, including Rabot, Moth Monster Man, the Brownie Monsters, Old Drippy, who isn't really a villain, MCP Pants, Randy the Astonishing, Happy Time Harry, Major Shake, again, not a real villain, I don't think, Romulux, who is more of an asshole than a real villain, Cybernetic Ghost, Oog, Travis of the Cosmos, DP and Skeeter, Dumbass Hedratron, Bingo, and the villains that couldn't attend were the leprechauns in the trees. Plutonians were not invited, but they are seen spying on the meeting in the season 2 episode, the last one. Dr. Weird and Steve were also not invited, but they weren't mentioned either. The Brood Witch's voice is also heard. Commencement Speaker Series 2020. Commencement Speaker Series 2020 was an Adult Swim web exclusive series, 8 videos long, where various guests like Xavier, Renegade Angel, Eric Andre, and JB Smooth would speak to the graduating class of 2020 in their own videos, and one of those guests was Carl. Jake wears yellow gloves. The season 11 episode, the last one forever and ever for real this time we fucking mean it, is revealed by Meatwad that Shake wears yellow dishwashing gloves, but nobody understood why. Dana Snyder drunk voice message. Dana Snyder originally got the role as Master Shake in Aqua Teen after leaving a drunk, abusive voice message on Dave Willis's phone, and the story goes like this. Dana Snyder got the job of voicing Master Shake through an old college friend who went to high school with director Dave Willis. Willis was looking for voice actors and asked her if she knew anyone with a weird voice, and she recommended Snyder. His first audition, in quotes, was leaving a drunken, abusive message on Dave Willis's voicemail at 3 a.m. Willis loved it, but accidentally erased the recording and asked him to re-record it, which he did, but sober this time. Willis wasn't as keen on the second recording, so he asked him to do it like he did the first. Snyder dutifully went out with some friends, got drunk, and left another 3 a.m. message, and he was given the job right after that. And that, my friends, was the second layer of the iceberg. Worst game ever. The worst game ever was a flash game available on adultswim.com, but unfortunately it doesn't exist on the website anymore. However, if you own the Volume 5 DVD, like me, then you could play the game. Basically, your goal is to get Shake and Meatwad to the end of the map by going right. When I was a kid, I played this game with my nephew because him and I were obsessed with Aqua Teen, and we heard that if we beat the game, we would see an exclusive clip from the Aqua Teen movie. So we grabbed my mom's laptop and tried to beat the game, but it took forever. Our tiny attention spans could not handle sitting down in a living room for more than 5 minutes playing this game. Luckily, there wasn't really a movie clip at the end of the game, at least if you were to play this on the Adult Swim website. However, if you own the Volume 5 DVD, like me, you can play this game on the disc, and if you beat the game, there's a 30-second clip of the end of the deleted movie, which we will cover later in the iceberg. Stone Cold Lock of the Century. Carl's Stone Cold Lock of the Century of the Week, formerly known as Carl's Pissed, was an online series on Adult Swim's website starring Carl. The whole premise was essentially Carl being in his living room just talking about sports. The series started in 2007 and continued even after the Aqua Teen show concluded back in 2015. I believe Carl's Stone Cold Lock of the Century wrapped up in 2016. April Fool's 2007. On April Fool's Day 2007, Adult Swim claimed that it would be airing the soon-to-be-released Aqua Teen movie in full. I vividly remember being 7 years old, staying up late to watch the movie because my parents wouldn't take me to see the movie in theaters because, you know, I was 7. And for the first 2 minutes, they played the movie in full screen, but because it was April Fool's, Adult Swim felt the need to my ass that night by shrinking the size of the movie window into the corner of the screen while Family Guy and every other Adult Swim show aired that night. So technically, they did play the movie that night, you just needed a fucking magnifying glass to see it. Baffler Meal. Baffler Meal is an episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast that was meant to introduce the Aqua Teens. The episode was scripted in 1999 by Dave and Matt, but was rejected because it focused too much on the Aqua Teens and not enough on Space Ghost. And like I mentioned earlier, Matt and Dave went on to create the pilot of Aqua Teen, and it blew up. Once Aqua Teen blew up, the writers of Space Ghost decided to finish the Baffler Meal episode, and it was released as part of Adult Swim's New Year's Eve marathon. You want a brief synopsis of the episode? Basically, the Aqua Teens take over and ruin Space Ghost show and interview with Willie Nelson, and the Aqua Teens end up dying at the end of the episode. Soul Quest Overdrive. Soul Quest Overdrive was a short-lived spin-off of the Aqua Teen series created by Matt and Dave. 6 episodes were ordered, but only 4 of them aired on TV. The show revolved around Tammy, Mortimer, Bert, and Nick, 4 pieces of athletic equipment that were actually based off of the Bible fruit from the Aqua Teen episode where Frylock makes friends with with Christian fruit that are hooked on sex, drugs, and violence. Creaturezoid. Creaturezoid was a little blue monster inside of a pod in Dr. Weird's loft in the Aqua Teen movie. There were only 2 in the known universe. I included the Creaturezoid on this list because it's such a random character they decided to include in the movie, and it makes me wonder why they never featured the Creaturezoid in any future Aqua Teen episode after the movie. Slim Jim commercial. So Aqua Teen did an ad for Slim Jim years ago, and the animation was so fluid, like the ad had a higher budget than any episode of Aqua Teen. I highly recommend checking out the ad. It's somewhere on YouTube. 4th, wall breaks. Wall breaks are very common in Aqua Teen. For example, in the episode The Greatest Story Ever Told, the episode starts with Shake and Meatwad in the living room watching Shake die in the previous week's episode, the last one forever and ever for real, this time we fucking mean it. And in the post-credit scene of that exact same episode, Carl mentions the end of the series. In the episode 100, the 100 monster tries to tell Frylock about the 100th episode of Aqua Teen. Shake then pulls out Aqua Teen merchandise and mentions AdultSwimShop.com. I mean, episode 100 is just a giant 4th wall break. Just go watch it. In the episode Marines, when Meatwad and Shake kiss each other in order to get out of the Marines, Frylock says that the kissing joke is the same from the movie. Then an advertisement of the movie DVD and Volume 5 and Zombie Ninja Pro Am appear on screen. And this was personally my favorite wall break of the show because when I was a kid, I was just like, what? They know they're in a TV show? You're telling me I have to buy the movie in Volume 5 and Zombie Ninja Pro? And then shortly after that, I did. References in other shows. Aqua Teen has been mentioned in a few shows before, but specifically when it comes to Adult Swim shows, there's an episode of Robot Chicken where a guy is wearing a Meatwad t-shirt. And in a very old Adult Swim program, The Brack Show, if any of you guys remember that, there was an episode where you can clearly see Meatwad for a split second riding on a scooter. This Is Your Left. This Is Your Left is a music video featuring puppets that appears in the episode Universe Over Monster. It was known for being a children's puppet show, you know, until one of the puppets says, "This is your right, you're gonna die." The full video can be found either online or on the Volume 2 DVD set. Aquatic Youth Starvation Club. Adult Swim uploaded a video to their YouTube channel back in 2018 called Value Pack Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which was created by Joel Cares. It's essentially a CGI Aqua Teen video, and you honestly just have to watch it for yourself to fully experience the chaos. It's one of the creepiest looking videos on the internet, but it is so fucking good. You have to watch it. Wrench Aliens. I included the Wrench Aliens in this iceberg because they never really impacted the lives of the Aqua Teens directly. They show up towards the end of the episode Dusty Gonzagas to abduct Dusty, who then starts to dance on the Wrench Alien ship while being live streamed to a stadium of Wrench Aliens on their home world. However, the Wrench Aliens make an appearance in the Zombie Ninja Pro Am video game as enemies. I hope one day if we ever get more Aqua Donk episodes or perhaps a proper Aqua Teen revival, not including the upcoming movie because I highly doubt the Wrenches will make an appearance in that, I hope we could see this species of alien return and get to know more about them, because the only things we know about the Wrenches are that they're red, they like strippers, they fly in wrench-shaped spaceships, and one of them really likes to say, "Yes!" Where does Shake sleep? Master Shake sleeps on the recliner in the living room because the creators of the show actually forgot to add a room to the house for him. Aqua Teen Hungry Show. Aqua Teen Hungry Show is a fan animation created by YouTuber Afro Ninja 360, and I included it on this iceberg because it's a really cool short that basically summarizes the entire Aqua Teen series plot, and the animation is really good as well.
What happened to my freaking call?
Oh, fuck.
Vegetable Man. Vegetable Man is another short film similar to Assisted Living Dracula in the sense that it's simply a fake television show within the Aqua Teen universe played by real people. You can find the full short online or on the Volume 2 disc. Space Ghost dies in Aqua Teen Hunger Force: movie film for theaters. In the Aqua Teen movie, when Meatwad launches a Dr. Weird missile, the missile heads straight for Space Ghost's chest, causing him to explode.
We have a missile. Nah, there's no way. Greetings, I'm...
Aqua Teen response to critics. One of the many promos used to advertise the Aqua Teen movie was a few short little commercials of the Aqua Teen characters responding to negative critics of their movie, and you can find these online. 9-Layer Bean Burrito. 9-Layer Bean Burrito was a character featured at the very end of the Aqua Teen movie played by Tina Fey. The burrito is introduced by Walter Mellon, claiming that it's Frylock, Shake, and Meatwad's mom. Aqua Child Adult Swim Jr. Adult Swim Jr. was an April Fool's Day prank that Adult Swim pulled back in 2021, and the whole prank was that it was trying to trick its viewers into thinking that Adult Swim was going to become more kid-friendly by turning their normal original content into kid versions. Like Super Jail was going to be Super Juvie, Rick and Morty was going to be Rick and Morty Babies, and of course Aqua Teen was going to turn into Aqua Child Hunger Force. And another joke they pulled that night was that some of the shows were redubbed using kids' voices and they bleeped out all of the swears, and it was just a really funny prank. Dana Snyder on the street promos. Another promotional stunt for the Aqua Teen movie was that Dana Snyder, the voice of Master Shake, would ask random people what they thought of the Aqua Teen movie, and the responses would obviously be jokes because it was more of a skit and not not really an authentic interview with random people, but the joke was still pretty funny. Learn to shred like the master. Learn to shred like the master is the live-action guitar tutorial that Shake was watching in the episode Party All the Time. It's actually Matt Malero in a wig parodying terrible instructional videos, and you can watch the full video online. Oglethorpe's dad. Oglethorpe's dad is the only time in the series that I can remember where we get to see a new Plutonian character. He makes a cameo at the very end of the episode Space Caduce, where he scolds Oglethorpe and Emery. Boston episode leak. This entry should probably be higher up on the Iceberg list, but shut the hell up. Boston is the first episode of the 5th season of Aqua Teen. Oh wait, you don't remember it? Well, that's because it was never completed and it never aired on television. The Boston episode was created as a parody of the 2007 Moon Knight Boston bomb scare, and the episode was pulled by Turner Legal to avoid further controversy surrounding the incident. But in 2015, the episode was leaked online, and you can watch the full unfinished episode right now if you go to archive.com. It's actually a very great episode, and I wish it was completed and received a full release. Recorder Wizard Vagina Domination Volume 1. Recorder Wizard Vagina Domination Volume 1 is the instructional DVD that Carl receives with his new recorder in the episode Hoppy Bunny. Just like Learn to Shred Like the Master, Matt Malera is back to educate us on how to rock out like a recorder rock star and get all the ladies. Except it's a giant scam. And that, my friends, was the third layer of the iceberg. Shake Like Me banned. Adult Swim started to quietly retire some episodes of shows like The Boondocks and Aqua Teen for being a little bit problematic. Aqua Teen Season 6 Episode 2 Shake Like Me was removed from HBO Max due to cultural sensitivities, i.e. Shake gets bitten by a radioactive black man, turns black, and then starts acting like a stereotypical black man. You know, can't swim, can jump really high, all that jazz. So Fry Like a Meatwad tried to turn him white again by making him watch hockey and smell avocados in a grocery store. If you want to watch this episode for yourselves, you could easily find it online. Master Shake is Gazpacho. A lot of you guys might remember the TV show Chowder, right? Remember Gazpacho? Remember his voice?
He's not hiding in the giant meat grinder, is he?
I didn't realize this until recently because I'm a dumb, stupid idiot head who's bad at sports, but Dana Snyder, the voice of Shake, is also the voice of Gazpacho on Chowder. It took me over a decade to finally realize that. Anyway, I wanted to include this random fact on the iceberg because maybe there's other idiots out there like me who are also bad at sports that never realized that Dana Snyder also did the voice of Gazpacho on Chowder. Carl in GTA 5. Everyone knows this. If you've played GTA 5, then you already know this little detail, and while it's not confirmed at all to be Carl from Aqua Teen, Dave Willis, the voice of Carl, lent his voice acting talents to Grand Theft Auto 5. If you listen closely to one of the radio stations, you'll hear the voice of Carl call into the radio station requesting a song change. Meatwad Hot Air Balloon. Back when I was a kid and Adult Swim Shop was still an active website, two products stood out to me the most. First was the Metalocalypse Blood Fountain for 40,000 United States of American dollars, but the second was a Meatwad Hot Air Balloon. Yes, at one point in history, you could literally pay $70,000 for a Meatwad Hot Air Balloon. The products were made as soon as an order was placed. However, nobody on this fucking planet actually purchased the Meatwad balloon. If Adult Swim Shop was still a thing, I would totally buy the Blood Fountain right now if it was still for sale. Tara Patrick eats a hot dog. On the Volume 5 DVD, one of the extra features includes a video of porn actress Tara Patrick eating a hot dog and recording her lines for the episode Grim Reaper Gutters, which she guest stars in. Future Wolf 2. Future Wolf 2 Never Cry Wolf is an extra feature on the Volume 2 DVD which tells a fabricated story about how Aqua Teen Hunger Force came into existence. You could find this gem online, and I believe there's two other Future Wolf videos as well. Future Wolf 1 and Future Wolf 3. Destructathon. Aqua Teen Hunger Force Destructathon was a mobile game based on the series that released in 2004 and was published by Macrospace Games. Carl plays with his garbage. According to this user on Reddit, they believe that Carl is actually a crazy person who likes to play with his garbage. And then this person writes in the comments, what about when Carl was a kid and he had to eat carpet? It could be that Carl was just a traumatized child and made toys with the garbage in his house because his family didn't have any money. He maybe grabbed a box of fries, a shake, and a wad of meat and started making up wacky adventures in his head with them. And maybe the reason why the episodes don't make any sense and there's always this loose continuity is because the episodes are created with Kid Carl's imagination, which is all over the place. I don't know, I thought it was a cool theory. That's why I put it in the iceberg. What are you gonna do? You gonna piss and shit your pants? Aqua Teen Hunger Force canceled commercial 2007. In 2007, Adult Swim premiered a commercial bump of the Aqua Teens driving a convertible car, getting hit by a truck, and exploding with the text at the bottom saying Aqua Teen canceled starting August 15th at midnight, insinuating that new episodes would be airing on that date. Carl on Physical Fitness. There was a bump on Adult Swim called Carl on Physical Fitness, which shows Carl in his living room eating a metric ass ton of food and telling you to live your own life and to not listen to anyone else.
Physical fitness, whatever. You know, whatever.
You do what you like to do, I do what I like to do, okay?
The Funeral. The Funeral is an Aqua Teen creepypasta about a different version of the episode, the last one, with an entirely different plot and how this random user finds the episode on a tape at a video store. According to the writer, the episode is about how Frylock's uncle dies, and then Frylock becomes basically depressed, breaks his bones under the weight of his uncle's coffin, and then he ends up in a hospital, and it's just very weird. I mean, go give it a read if you get some free time. It's just a little bit weird to me. Frylock walked with fries. In the early days of developing Aqua Teen, Frylock was actually going to walk using his fries, but the creators found this aspect to be very, very creepy, so they changed the design to have him float instead. However, in the episode Chick Magnet, you could see Frylock on a Stepmaster using his fries, which I thought was a nice little callback to the original idea. Horror Puppet Show. Horror Puppet Show was another short film featured in the Aqua Teen series, and you could find this short little movie online. The faces in front of the throats that make the voices that speak into the microphone. This long-ass title is referring to a behind-the-scenes look at the development of the episode Carl, but specifically the voice acting parts. Movie premiere. Back in 2007, during the Aqua Teen movie premiere, Space Ghost went onto the red carpet to interview celebrities and the creators of the movie itself. Adult Swim intro lyrics bumper 2003. Back in 2003, Adult Swim put out a bumper in between commercials which played the entire Aqua Teen theme song along with the lyrics. Aqua Girl Action Squad. Aqua Girl Action Squad was a fan-made idea to celebrate 20 years of Aqua Teen, and it was dedicated to the late voice actor C. Martin Crocker, who voiced Dr. Weird and Steve on Aqua Teen. It was essentially an Aqua Teen special, but instead of Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad, the show would be based on 3 female counterparts. It's kind of similar to that episode of Adventure Time where instead of Finn and Jake, it's Fiona and Cake. Like I said before, it's a fan-made idea. There is no real Aqua Girl Action Squad episode or anything like that. It was just a fan-made idea on the Aqua Teen wiki that I found really interesting, and I wanted to include it in this Iceberg video. Matt Malero credit gag. In some of the season 7 episode ending credits, Matt Malero's name is altered. In Rabot Redux, he's credited as Metamorph Malerodine. In Egg Ball, he's credited as Mr. Matt Malero. In Monster, he's credited as Matt Marin County Malero. In Hands on a Hamburger, he's credited as Matthew D2 Malero, and also the amazing voice of Matt Malero. And in the episode 100, he is credited as comedian Matt Craig Harton Fan Club Malero. I'm not positive if he's credited differently in other seasons or not, but I just noticed while rewatching season 7 that his name is in fact different in some of the episodes, and I thought that was a really funny gag. First Aqua Teen Hunger Force videos. First Aqua Teen videos is a YouTube playlist containing some of the weirdest, creepiest, cursed, interesting Aqua Teen videos I have ever seen, and I highly recommend checking out this playlist if you have some free time and some weed. Seth Green episode idea. In an interview, Dave Willis mentioned that him and Matt had an idea for an episode of Aqua Teen guest starring Seth Green, where Seth moves in next door to the Aqua Teens, and because he's going to play Meatwad in a movie, he wants to start hanging out with him. But according to Dave, he was told that he could not ask Seth about the idea or even make eye contact with him. Wolf Blitzer episode idea. According to Matt and Dave, they had an idea for an episode where the Aqua Teens take a tour of CNN and Meatwad is bitten by news anchor Wolf Blitzer and he turns into a wolf man. However, Willis emailed Wolf Blitzer directly and he responded with, "This should probably go through a publicist, but it doesn't sound like something I'm allowed to do." And that, my friends, was the 4th layer of the iceberg. Death Fighter. Before the newly announced Aqua Teen movie scheduled to release sometime this year in 2022, there was Death Fighter, the original planned sequel to the Aqua Teen movie. So in 2008, Dave Willis teased some information about a sequel film, more so the idea of one existing, but in 2010, Radical Axis confirmed that a sequel was indeed in production and stated that it would possibly be in 3D. Then that information was followed up with, "We're not sure if we have a distributor because Adult Swim will never make another movie ever again." Then in 2012, Matt Malero stated that the sequel is written and that they were trying to convince the network to do another film because the first one was such a cash cow, and indeed it was, with a budget of $750,000 United States of American dollars and making over $5 million in box office revenue. In April of 2015, Dave Willis indirectly stated that the project was scrapped soon after announcing the show's cancellation. He later mentioned that it would cost $3.4 million to produce and expressed interest in using Kickstarter to fund it. Thankfully, in 2021, Adult Swim announced that 3 films based on Aqua Teen, Venture Bros, and Metalocalypse were in development and that they would release in 2022 on Blu-ray and HBO Max. I'm not sure if this upcoming Aqua Teen movie is going to be the Death Fighter film or if it's going to be a completely different script, but my guess is that it's going to be a new script. Original version of pilot. Before the formal Aqua Teen episode Rabot premiered on September 16, 2001, there was the backdoor pilot which premiered on December 30th, 2000. There were differences between the stealth pilot and the final cut. For example, in the cold opening after Rabot escapes, Dr. Weird says, "Unleash the mechanical frog," and then the giant garage door opens again, showcasing a huge mechanical frog. If you want to watch the original cut pilot for yourself, you could easily find find it online. I believe it's worth watching if you want to look at all the details and deleted scenes that did not make it into the original Rabot episode that aired in 2001 when Aqua Teen officially launched. Aqua TiVo Avoidance Plan. Season 10 of Aqua Teen, titled Aqua TV Show, was actually originally supposed to be called Aqua TiVo Avoidance Plan, but it was changed for unknown reasons. My guess is that it would have caused some issues with the TiVo company. Unit Patrol Season 2. This was an entry on one of the icebergs I used to create my own, and I just wanted to put this entry on here to state that it's fake. There was never an Aqua Unit Patrol Squad Season 2 planned as far as I know. There is a post on the Aqua Teen wiki that says Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 2 and that it will premiere on Adult Swim on August 1st, 2022 this year, and there will be 13 episodes. Unless this dude who posted this article knows something we don't, I highly doubt that this is real. The only piece of Aqua Teen content that we were told to expect this year in 2022 is the Aqua Dog shorts and the brand new Aqua Teen movie. Maybe years ago Dave Willis tweeted something about Unit Patrol Season 2 as a joke. Like, I could totally see that happening. Maybe the idea of Unit Patrol 2 existed in Dave Willis's head at the time. Maybe he planned on using Unit Patrol 2, but then decided that it would be funny to change the title of the show again. I'm just speculating though. Napkin Lad. Napkin Lad was a character that has existed since the beginning of the Aqua Teen's conception, and he technically would have been the 4th Aqua Teen member. Back when the Space Ghost episode Baffler Meal was being written by Dave and Matt, there was a plan to include a character named Napkin Lad who would end up being killed at the very end of the episode by getting water poured on him. However, that character was scrapped, so Napkin Lad never ended up becoming the 4th Aqua Teen. Instead, Chicken Biddle became the 4th Aqua Teen when he was introduced in the movie and then killed shortly after. However, Napkin Lad did eventually make his debut in the Aqua Teen episode Last Dance for Napkin Lad as a spy, and it was really cool to see the scrapped character idea make its way into Aqua Teen years later. Scrapped Laser Cowboy episode. So according to this user on Reddit, Laser Cowboy was a scrapped season 11 episode, and that it was going to be all live action and not feature any of the main characters, and it was meant to be as if you were watching a TV show that exists in the Aqua Teen universe. However, the episode was scrapped because the creators thought the idea would not work. Personally, I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, then I could totally see why the creators scrapped the whole episode idea. The first live action episode wasn't really the best in my opinion. Like, it was a cool concept, but it's not like my personal favorite episode that I'm flocking to see every single day. So I don't know how fans would feel about another live action Aqua Teen episode, especially one without the main characters, the actual plot of the show. There are many ways of describing what Aqua Teen is all about, but for new viewers of the show, well, there's a lot of plots. Yeah, no, if you go on IMDb, you got like 500 different summarizations of the show. If you go on Wikipedia, you have this summarization. If you go on the Aqua Teen or Adult Swim Wikipedia, they'll tell you what it's about. If you ask your fucking grandmother, she's not gonna know what the hell you're talking about. The best way that I could describe Aqua Teen Hunger Force to someone that's new to the series and wants to know what the plot is all about, I would say that Aqua Teen Hunger Force is about funny food doing funny things. Meatwad sings theme song. According to this person, on Volume 3, Disc 2 of Aqua Teen, the menu music is the theme song, but if Meatwad sang it, and it's actually really funny. If you just go on YouTube and search Meatwad singing the Aqua Teen theme song, you can find the full song, and it's really funny. Give it a listen. Original movie ending. On Disc 2 of the Aqua Teen movie, within all of the deleted scenes, extras, etc., there is another full-fledged Aqua Teen movie, kinda. It's basically an unfinished prototype movie with a lot of scenes that didn't make it into the final official movie that released in theaters. It featured the plot with the Moonanites stealing Carl's shiny new Hypno rims, which we ended up seeing in the 2-part deleted scenes episode, and this movie in particular had an alternate ending to the one we saw in theaters. Yeah, the Aqua Teen movie was going to have a completely different ending. Spoiler alert, you know what, who cares? It's been like almost 15 years. No spoiler alert, get out of here. The ending of the deleted movie, basically the entire movie was acted out by Meatwad playing with his toys, so none of the events actually happened, but then Dr. Weird appears in the Aqua Teen house and tells Meatwad to keep the noise down because he's trying to have sexual intercourse with a tangerine. Yeah, imagine if that was the ending. Honestly, that wouldn't have been a bad ending. Granny takes her top off. Do you guys remember that episode of Aqua Teen? I believe it was Dirtfoot, where at the end of the episode, an old lady appears at the Aqua Teen's front door and her top just magically disappears in front of Frylock. Well, there was a behind-the-scenes video of the Granny voice actor saying the lines, "Oh no, my top just magically came off." You could easily find this video either on YouTube or on some other website. Original designs. When Dave Willis and Matt Malero set out to create Aqua Teen Hunger Force, these were some of the original sketches of what Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad were going to look like. Pretty neato. The inside-out boy in his cage. This entry could have probably been higher up on the list, or not even on this Iceberg chart at all. But you know what? Lick my balls. I just wanted to include this entry because I feel like this character is overlooked a lot by the Aqua Teen fanbase. In the Season 1 episode Circus, when Randy and Meatwad are talking, you see a cage covered in a bloody tarp, and Randy says that it's an inside-out boy and that his mouth is in his belly. And the entire episode, when you see this cage, you see it shaking and crying and making strange noises, and I don't know, I wish we got to see what this thing looked like. And that, my friends, was the 5th layer of the iceberg. Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Powerpuff Girls shared universe theory. So let me just start off by saying that this is a theory that I created and it is 100% bullshit, but I thought it was a really neat idea, so I'm going to include it in the iceberg anyway. So Aqua Teen and Powerpuff Girls are shown on the same channel, Cartoon Network. Technically, Aqua Teen is on Adult Swim, but let's just shut the fuck up. It's the same network owned by the same company, Ligma Balls. First of all, the mall that is seen in Aqua Teen is literally called the Powerpuff Mall. Coincidence? I think not. That mall background used in Aqua Teen was literally used in the pilot episode of the Powerpuff Girls. The creators of Aqua Teen just reused the asset for their show. And in the Aqua Teen movie, when Frylock tells Shake and Meatwad the story of their creation, we see Meatwad parachute into Africa and into New Jersey with a Powerpuff Girls themed parachute. Coincidence? I think not. Again, I just came up with this theory. It's totally not true in the slightest, because let's be real, if it was true, the Powerpuff Girls would probably save the day in every single Aqua Teen episode. Like, they would have instantly stopped the Insano Flex. But then again, maybe they do exist in the same universe. I mean, the Powerpuff Girls reside in the city of Townsville, which, is that in New Jersey? I don't know. The point is, it's a dumb theory, but it's still fun to talk about. Death is just an inconvenience theory. So this theory was originally on one of the other Aqua Teen icebergs, and I wanted to include it on mine because I thought it was a very interesting take on death in the Aqua Teen universe. So because of the lack of continuity, all characters that die in previous episodes, with some exceptions, return or come back to life. For example, in the season 8 episode, The Creditor, Jake gets his skull ripped out by the Creditor and then miraculously appears in the following episode of Vampires as if nothing happened. I think this death is just an inconvenience theory was created to kind of make sense of the fact that character deaths don't really affect the story of Aqua Teen. Yes, characters die in certain episodes, but it's not a big deal because they come back to life and return. It's just probably a hassle for every single character to have to wait until the following week to be resurrected. Maybe Neil Peart, the late drummer for the band Rush, who was in the Aqua Teen movie, who brought Meatwad back to life, is just constantly reviving main characters who die so that they can continue to do stupid things for his and Walter Melon's entertainment. Circuit Attack. So according to this Reddit user, Circuit Attack was a rumored scrapped season 10 episode, but no one knows for sure if it was actually a scrapped episode or if it even existed in the first place. I've tried searching for Aqua Teen and Circuit Attack, but no dice. I was hoping for maybe a tweet by Dave Willis talking about this episode or maybe a video of him mentioning it, but since I can't personally find anything on Circuit Attack, then I'm gonna assume that it was just a fake rumor started by some fans. Who created the Aqua Teens? Alright everybody, we're about to jump down a giant tight fucking rabbit hole, so make sure you have some butter so you can easily slide through this mess of bullshit we're about to talk about. This is a very controversial topic because there's a lot of different theories and ideas on who exactly created the Aqua Teens, and after the Aqua Teen movie was released, the whole idea of who created the Aqua Teens just got flipped on its head and shoved up someone's rectum. So it was rumored for years prior to the Aqua Teen movie that Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad were created or connected to Dr. Weird in some way, shape, or form, and then when the movie dropped, we were told that Frylock created Dr. Weird and that everyone was created by Walter Melon. But according to the internet, during Aqua Teen Hunger Force Live back in 2010, Dave Willis stated that Dr. Weird was indeed the creator of the Aqua Teens, making them brothers, confirming that Dr. Weird's confession in the movie was just another one of his bullshit rants, and it also confirms that Walter Melon was just simply one of Dr. Weird's creations as well. But I can't find any sort of video of Dave confirming this. I'm simply reading what is stated on the Aqua Teen wiki, and the wiki has lied to me before. Maybe Dave will see this video and just comment below saying something like, yeah, Dr. Weird created the Aqua Teens, ha ha ha. Or maybe one of you guys watching this video can find something from Dave or Matt. But since there isn't a video, as far as I know, of Dave just flat out saying that Dr. Weird did create the Aqua Teens, here's my theory. I totally believe that Dr. Weird did create the Aqua Teens, and that he is in fact their father. Dr. Weird was the only one that knew that Frylock had a VCR in the back of his head, meaning that Dr. Weird put the VCR tape in the back of Frylock. Walter Melon was just a Dr. Weird invention that didn't work out so well, just like many of his other creations. In fact, I completely disregard Walter and 9-layer bean burrito whenever I watch the movie. I think they were only created to kind of fuck with the fans and the viewers at the very last minute of the movie. You know, just to include as many twists towards the end of the movie as possible, because let's be real, Dave and Matt really love to fuck with us. Some people might still be under the impression that Walter Melon is in fact the creator of Dr. Weird and Frylock and the Aqua Teens and the Insano Flex, and that's totally fine. But I personally believe that Dr. Weird is responsible for the creations of Frylock, you wanted, Shake. You could believe whatever you want. But again, if anyone can find me something, whether it's a video or some sort of statement that isn't written on the Wikipedia of Aqua Teen from Dave or Matt, please let me know. I want to believe that the Aqua Teen wiki isn't lying to me here, but it has lied to me so many times. Dr. Weird Frylock photo change. This is just a random detail I spotted. It might mean something, but it might not mean anything at all. So in the earlier episodes of Aqua Teen, you see a photo of young Dr. Weird and Frylock, but later on, you either don't see the photo on the top shelf in Frylock's room, or you see a photo of an older, modern Dr. Weird and Frylock, which I just thought was an interesting little Easter egg of sorts. Again, I don't know the significance of the photo change. Maybe they changed it after the movie release because that was the first time in years that Frylock and Dr. Weird saw each other. It's just so hard to figure out what exactly it means when the show lacks continuity. Maybe you guys have some ideas. Let me know in the comments below. But that, my friends, was the final layer of the iceberg. Wow, everyone, we did it again. Like I stated in the beginning of the video, this was my first attempt at creating an iceberg chart and using it for a video, so obviously my chart's probably not the best. It probably lacks a ton of details that I failed to add, so hopefully you guys could be gentle with your feedback in the comments. And like I also stated before, the chart is in the description below if you want to tweak it or use it in your own Aqua Teen videos as well. If I made a mistake or you want to add on to some information that I stated, leave a polite comment down below and I'll respond and heart it. I'll be honest, I was a little bit more intimidated with making this video because the first two iceberg videos I've created, I already used pre-existing charts that people have created, and the charts were based on popular Nickelodeon shows that I know people love. Chart, on the other hand, was my own, and it was based on a semi-popular series from Adult Swim, so I'm curious as to how many people will see this video and fall in love with it and would want me to cover more Adult Swim cartoon or Cartoon Network oriented shows in the future. With all of that said, there probably won't be a new iceberg video until June, so I'm just gonna go back to normal content for a bit, but if you guys did enjoy this new iceberg, then drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click the bell icon, follow me on all of my social links, and join my zesty flaming hot Discord server. Links are in the description below. Have a great day, everyone.